time for the sponsor's opening commercial message.
City Theater's 45th season begins with Cambodian Rock Band, an epic tale of family and heritage by Lauren Yee, featuring the surf rock music of Dengue Fever. On stage September 14th through October 6th, season details at citytheatercompany.org.
Looking for training in a new career? Or just need help getting started on a new path? Are you looking for new employees, training for your current employees, or starting your own apprenticeship program? If any of these appeal to you, the Southwest Corner Workforce Development Board can help. With 4 Pennsylvania Career Link centers in Beaver, Greene, and Washington counties, we can help you meet your career goals or to find the right employees for your business. Contact our offices at 724-229-5083 or visit us at www.southwestcornerwdb.com.
All right, you're asking for it, so here it is.
Epicast.
Listen to this.
I want you folks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, swinging, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, and all that.
All right, welcome to the 227th episode of the Drinking Partners Podcast. Yes, this is our Mike Trout episode because all around, pound for pound, we are the greatest in the world. That's how I feel. That's how people feel about Mike Trout. And it's very difficult to find somebody who's good who wore the number 27. Like that's not a number that people normally choose. It's just not. I am half of your host, Tandem Ed Bailey. I'm joined as always with my co-host, Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are the Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play,
Googleable,
and Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. 227 episodes, man. We've been asking y'all, and we will continue to ask you, man. Please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review. That's how we know we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well. And that's how we continue to do well, man. So please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review.
Listen, you love us. You see us in public. You tell us that you love us. Now, please, at the click of a button, please tell the internet. Please tell the world. Go tell everybody. Run tell that, all right? Let them know that Drinking Partners is what's up. We the people to listen to. And as always, all right, it's the 227th episode. We said it 226 times prior to. We'll say it once again. In lieu of rates and reviews, we do accept shots of Hennessy, all right? Shout out to Car Guy DJ and the Conways for starting the trend. I'm sorry, not Car Guy DJ. I always go back to James Logbo. He done leveled up.
Yeah, true.
He done leveled up and then went to his government name.
Yeah, you know you doing well when you can put your government on the internet. That's a whole, you know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to them for starting the trend. Shout out to everybody who kept the trend going. You know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh Cares, they brought the Hennessy
shout out Pittsburgh Cares.
Hennessy to the podcast. If you're a guest and you bring Henny to the podcast, you immediately go in the top 5. Even if it's 13 people that brought Henny to the podcast, you in the top 5. Like, I think it's a bottle of Hennessy.
Yeah, you're all tied for 5th.
And we, you know what I mean? We appreciate that. And I appreciate this Trogs package that I got.
Yeah.
Trail Day.
Well, I guess you're the only one
Yours
who
is on
can.
the way.
Yeah, maybe mine is lost in the mail. Is it in the mail, Trogs?
I'll be intercepting Dave's packages. The Trail Day, it's a dry hop pale ale, cool can.
Wait,
I'm about to get into it.
Did they send?
They sent me a Trail Day.
Wow. They didn't. They couldn't.
Well, they put your name on the can, fam. That's like a soft flex for you a little bit. That's what they tried to set you up for. They put your name on the can.
They could make it a little less obvious who's the favorite over here.
I might feel some type of way. Like, what, they just sent me this name in the mail? We gotta talk.
It's mad confusing. I don't know. I don't know if to love them or hate it for that one.
But we appreciate all the love we receive, man. And if you want to show us love, like last night, we got a lot of love down at Arcade Comedy Theater. So thank all the comedians that came out. We had Sean Parker, we had Joey Purge, Trevor Austin, John Winters, Marcus Cox closed the show out. So it was a great show. And if you missed that one, you have the opportunity to come see us because every third Saturday we're down at Arcade Comedy Theater, and that next show will be October 19th. Free craft sample. It's BYOB and free craft sample.
And free craft samples, quote unquote.
In addition to.
samples. I mean, they're pretty heavy samples or whatever. Shout out to North Country. They'll be in the building.
Shout out to Meg.
Yeah, man, Meg over there doing.
The homie.
She's always moving forward with some shit. I mean, pushing the culture. So we appreciate her and all the love over there down in North Country. They will be closing out the year. We don't do December shows because we got families and lives, and we get sick of this shit sometimes. So we need a little bit of a break. You know what I mean, but the last 2 months, October and November, you can catch North Country porn at our shows down at Arcade Comedy Theater every third Saturday, and then Comtra Theater the last Saturday of the month.
October 26th.
Yeah, October 26th, man. Come down. Again, North Country will be pouring those beer samples, and it's BYOB. We got, fresh lineup of comics and whatnot, and it's one of us will be on stage doing what we do, man. So ComtraTheater.ticketleap.com.
And we got my boy Gary Curtis coming all the way from LA, Hell to Pitt.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
shit.
Pitt alum
Nice.
coming from LA. So it'll be a good show, man. Like we pushing the culture forward. That's what we try to do. And that'll lead us into our guest because I didn't know the pushing of the culture forward, this is a new culture to me. And we had a little bit of beef, I think, that I didn't know I was involved in.
That sounds on brand.
Yeah, this is the first time we brought beef to the cast.
First time?
We brought beef to the cast and say it to the people. You know what I mean?
That is
People
so
were
hard
scared
to
of us.
believe.
People were scared of us. She was like, nah, I need to talk to them. I don't even think the beef was with us. I think we facilitated the beef.
Pretty much.
We facilitated the beef, but we're happy to have our guest here today, Naya Goss, founder of Trap Yoga, owner of Trap Yoga Studios.
Yes.
Say what up to the people.
Hey people, what's up? What's up?
See, she trying to play nice right now, but then the beef gonna come out.
When it come out, it's gonna come out. But we ain't there yet. We ain't there yet.
It's like we wait for it. It'll be. Yeah. That's dope, man. Black women are always pushing the culture forward, man. It's a gift and a burden. But
Yes.
we appreciate all that you do. I've never met anybody that owned a yoga studio. Like what does that entail? How did you get into yoga? That's a
So we're gonna talk about the beef, but when we get into the beef,
Well, that's the origin of the beef. Because
But
I think we were confused about how Trap and Yoga worked, and then it was on our Boom Concepts episode, and she, it wasn't described in a way that was flattering.
Right.
I guess.
oh yeah.
right?
So we're the media now.
we
the media now.
We might have been drunk.
Yeah, we was having too much fun. It was episode 2 of 2.
Well, so when we get into the beef, y'all might see my little temper come out a little bit. So I got a little temper. My doctor was like, you need to go to therapy. I don't fuck with therapy. I don't think you should be in my business. So she was like, maybe you should try yoga. And I was like, okay, I'll try yoga. And I did yoga and I loved it, but I didn't like the space that I was doing it in. It was very, it was, of course, majority white women. And I didn't like the music. I didn't like the mantras. I didn't like anything that really entailed it besides the poses. So then that's when I was like, I'm gonna do my own shit. And the reason it started out as Trap Yoga is because my older cousin, he has Trap Illustrated. So it was just like, oh, I'm gonna just ride his coattail and do Trap Yoga. But then it be
Harder?
no, Dom Deasley.
Oh, okay.
That's my older cousin. It then began to have its own meaning to me. And then I came up with the acronym that TRAP actually means teaching radiance and positivity. And I completely just got rid of the trap illy. You should. You should. So then that's how it came about. And then I got my yoga studio. That was one of my big goals. And my yoga studio is not just a yoga studio. I have a salon in the back. I have 2 lash techs and a hairstylist.
Oh, what?
Oh, you baby D. You babysit dude.
You don't know when to break in. You don't know when to kick the door in, huh?
What did you say?
A lash tech. Eyelash
to do
extensions.
eyelashes, yeah.
Yeah, so the back is a
shit.
beauty salon, and then the front portion, because it's 3 separate suites.
Oh.
So the front suite is my yoga studio.
So
But I
you get
also rent that out for pop-up shops.
So you get your mind, body, and soul right in that place. You know what I mean?
Pretty
you come
much.
In, you go in, you come out glowing inside and out. I like
Pretty
that.
much.
It's
Bring
wild
Anita
that
Baker to the podcast.
it's wild that after all these years, I finally realized that T.I. dropped teaching radiance and positivity music.
I don't think T.I. was thinking radiance. Although that is a T.I. word.
Yeah.
I feel like T.I. woman come on and be like, you look radiant.
Yeah.
You look radiant.
After all these years, that's what he was selling in that house was radiance and positivity. That's dope. I guess talk a little bit about I guess the need for I guess because a lot of people don't see the need for some of these spaces and I consider them safe spaces for Black people to be involved in some of these activities that aren't really prevalent in our culture or whatever. And I mean, I guess talk about some of the experiences that you've had with people that are being newly introduced to yoga.
So majority of my classes are like 98% of the women who come and men are Black. I do have like a handful of white women who come who like trap music also, which is like super dope. And since I'm like right in Lawrenceville, I have a lot of older white women coming and saying, what is trap yoga? Because I have my sign up that says trap yoga studio. So they're inquiring about what that is. And for me, it is, like you said, a safe space. It's where we can feel okay. It's where we can feel comfortable. We can twerk. We can shake our asses. We can be like, yes, sis, yes. We don't have, it's not just, it's not just like that. We do listen to trap music, but sometimes we might listen to Anita Baker. We might listen to reggae. We have done a lot of different classes that highlight all types of Black culture because we are so multi-dynamic that I like to highlight all of that. Like my mother's Jamaican, my dad's Cuban. So I like to fuse a lot of who I am and what I grew up in. And I'm also from North Carolina. So I'm from Williamston.
Okay. Yeah, my
so like Bethel.
Wilmington.
Okay, yeah, it's like rural country where we from. Like rural country. But yeah, I like to fuse a lot of that and just make it something where everybody can feel okay. Like even if you're from the suburbs and you're Black or you're white or you're Mexican or whatever the case may be, you can come to Trap Yoga Studios. You can have a safe space. We can have a one-on-one or you can be a part of a class. And we also smoke with our classes. I have introduced Stone to Trap Yoga, which has like really taken off. And like now I have this girl like
is that a double entendre?
Like
Stone Trap Yoga is that take off.
Yeah. Yes. It's like it'd be really dope, like pun intended. Like but like now I have like a lot of females in Philly who are like doing classes like that, or like other women in Pittsburgh are asking me, how did I allow for this to happen, or how did I get this to happen? And I just like weed, so I want to smoke weed and I want to do yoga.
So do you I mean
the legal aspect is very
we had fumbling our words. We had a lot. Sounds like the spot that we need. I don't know. I'm surprised it's not overrun with dudes trying to sign up at this point. Like you hear about like, hold on, let me get in here. Like that's where they at.
They got you smoking. So like, does it make it harder? Like when you smoke or whatever?
Pose?
No. So like what
I know some of them poses I've done a little bit of yoga, like just mad, like novice kind of just.
And that's where your instructor mindset comes in. Me being an instructor, when I do have Stone Trap yoga classes, I'm not about to have you doing a pigeon, going into a plank where you're also doing a crow. Like I'm not about to have, and y'all don't know what that shit is, but it's okay. Like it's basically.
It sounds tough.
Yeah, you floating in the air and then you just bounce back into a plank. It's some crazy shit. But I wouldn't have y'all doing that. I would have y'all doing a lot of happy baby poses or basic pretzel poses and stuff like that.
I was happy baby. I was with. Then you said pretzel.
The pretzel. Nah,
happy baby's really
limber.
good.
I ain't limber like I used to be. You should have caught me a decade ago.
You're like, where my leg going?
Yeah. But like, and I always say, like, and I'll stop and I'll do a lot of breath work. So I'll say, okay, guys, we're gonna take a 5 breath break and inhale, exhale your weed. You feel me? Like smoke. So we take actual smoke breaks while we do yoga.
You do a little inhale, exhale.
Right.
Because I mean, my thing is I don't typically like to like work out and like really like do a lot of extraneous shit when I'm like high or drinking. Like I mean, it was like I like to be more of a calm kind of, or whatever. Like, Are these poses in this yoga?
They're
Are they
calm.
strenuous?
They're very
Yeah, I was gonna
calm for the stone trap yoga specifically. They're very calm, and the music also helps to it. So I listen to a lot of Chance the Rapper, or like shit like that. That Janae Aiko, Salon,
Yeah, she kinda
music
dope.
like that.
So
that
it's okay
makes
to throw out
you-
wigs
Yeah,
out there.
Aiko.
You know what I mean? We in Pittsburgh, one of the Pittsburgh smokers.
Unfortunately, I don't really listen to Wiz
Oh
Khalifa.
man, you lost me with that, man.
I
You
know
got-
I know
There's a
lot
couple
of
Wiz
songs,
tracks that I could see.
but they're all mainstream and they
Yeah.
don't fit. They're like black and yellow, black and yellow.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
who the
I
fuck
not
listens
see. Black
to
and yellow
that?
is trash.
Nah.
That's I mean, I hate that fucking
No, well,
song.
guess the playlist. Like, how difficult is it to curate a playlist for trap yoga? Because I think when we first heard about it, the thing was we're thinking trap, not teaching radiance and positivity.
Yeah.
So we're thinking trap music. We're like, how does that go with? Because I'm thinking yoga is
T.I.
an energy. You
and
know
like
what I'm saying? It's
3-6 Mafia and shit like that is what I want to
so I'm
listen
like,
to.
How do you get that? How do you pull that energy out of that music?
So it's like it's a little complex because in Pittsburgh, with the age group that I have, they don't listen to Atlanta trap music. They think of trap music as like Lil Uzi Vert or like Young Thug and stuff like that. That's not the trap music that I considered actual trap music. That's another reason why I altered it. So basically, everything turns into a fuck whatever you don't like type of mood. So like, it's like, okay, we're about to go into a warrior pose, lunge in and put all your pressure in like you will be punching on that bitch that you don't like. You
bring
exude
the
some
music
type
into
of,
the- okay.
right, you exude some type of anger, animosity that you have and you release it in a healthy and positive way by yoga. So it's like, because everything's not positive. Everybody's not perfect. Everybody's not like, oh my God, like let's go in a corner and talk about this and be zen. Like, no, like everybody has the natural reaction where they want to punch somebody or they want to go off on somebody, want to cuss somebody out. Think of that person, go into your plank, go into your whatever, your cobra, whatever you want to do, and put all of your energy, all of your force into that pose.
So
That's how I do it.
So how do you because I'm a comedian, so I think of a set. So I think whenever I'm presenting something to an audience, it's a set. So I have I try to have some scripted flow of what I'm doing. How do you when you have a mixture of novice and people who are experienced, how do you create a yoga set, like to know what moves go here to here with the music, and if you got this, like it's a lot of moving parts to all of this.
Right.
You know what I mean, like, and again, I guess we didn't give it the justice, I would say, when we first heard about it, because I didn't know it was all these moving parts. Like, it sounds dope as shit. I'm not.
Thank you.
That shit's crazy. Like, with the spoken and the yoga and all that. But how do you cultivate a set? Like, do you know beforehand what you're going to move people through? Or is it just like, as you're going, you're like, all right, is it, I guess, crowd work of sorts? You know
So
what I mean?
it's called a flow, the way you said a set. So we have yoga flows. So basically, I'll probably come up with 6 poses that I know I want to hit. In between those 6 poses, I know what can intertwine with them and what can lead into them and what are better transitions. So if I start off and I'm just doing a tree pose and I see that a lot of people don't have good balance, I will take it to one leg. I might go down to the ground and I'll do a lot of groundwork then.
So there's some improvisation going on?
Correct. But you just have to know your poses. You have to know. And I also, a lot of the people who come to my classes are regulars at this point, like, or they bring friends, or they know me from doing event. Like at Full Pint, they had me do a yoga class maybe like 3 weeks ago, and a lot of the
Pint?
yeah in
Oh, that's dope.
Lawrenceville.
Yeah,
So a lot of the people, I like Full Pint. They're really dope. A lot of people ended up coming to like more of my classes, and they knew what to expect. I knew what to expect from them. So like, it kind of helps that way, but then I also always expect people who have never done yoga. So I always consider that when I'm coming up with my flows, no matter
Put me in
what.
that box.
Got you. I definitely got you. And the thing is, with men, it's really even more complex because our bodies are 100% different.
Right. I'm not here to be flexible.
Right.
That's
Our
not what I'm-
mobility, that's what it's called. The mobility of our joints and our body and stuff like that is very, very different. So when it comes to the guys, I tend to tell them to do everything in moderation, or like, not full out, because I don't want you guys to hurt anything that I don't have. So there's a lot of different there's a lot of different things that come into play when I think of my yoga flows.
Yeah, what I found is that like my balance is really good. Like there's some positions that are like real balanced, like I mean, like I can do that shit, but like the flexibility is not there.
And that's okay. People think that yoga is about being flexible, and it's not about that. It's about your mind state. Like that's the only thing that yoga is about. Like yoga, and they think that it's actually derived from Europeans when really it's not. It's something.
It don't sound like a European word.
It's not. It comes from the Indian culture.
Yeah.
So it's like they took something like always and they made it theirs that was never theirs.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, as
that's the foundation of this country.
But yeah, it's not about being flexible. It's about how you feel before in comparison to how you feel after.
So,
mentally.
I mean, are you seeing like what is the reaction from the Black community? I mean, and how do you grow your brand in our community or whatever? Because I don't know, like at least where I grew up, yoga wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I ain't know about that shit until maybe a few years back. Like, and then even then I was like, well, that's some shit that, again, that's just like what the white folks do. And
yeah,
like
middle class, upper middle class sort of.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so it just wasn't, it wasn't a thing that we do. You know what I mean? There's all these things that like Black people don't do. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like kind of one of those things where, I think that's a terrible mentality that we have. We shouldn't have things where it's like, oh, Black people don't do that shit.
Right.
Like, but it is a mentality. So like, I mean, I guess what has been the reaction from the community and how do you combat that reaction?
So the reaction has been really good. Mind you, my first trap yoga class, I'm lying. My first yoga class / event was July 20th of last year. So it's been about a year and like some change since I've been doing this. But when I started out with yoga and wine. Those were my classes. It was yoga and wine. So I would do yoga and we would drink different wines. We have wine tastings and stuff like that. And that was a good fusion between what Black people love to do, which is drink. Everybody loves to drink, really. Mm-hmm. And Black people like to do things that are quote unquote bougie, that make them feel like they are in that middle upper class. So when you have somebody coming and you're doing all these wine tastings and you're also doing yoga, that's how it quickly began to boom. Then after that, it was yoga and brunch. And I would have different.
I think I saw both of these movements, like just caught glimpses of
right.
them online.
And I would have different chefs come. I would have chicken and waffles, shit that we like. But then we would also be doing yoga. But then I needed something to just incorporate everything, which was trap yoga. And the way I keep it, prevalent in our community and accessible more so is I don't charge a lot of arm and leg for my tickets. Mm-hmm. Everything's inclusive. I never tried to be how the white instructors are. It's not like you're going to come in and it's going to be like, hi, welcome to yoga. No, it's like you're going to get me how I am. Like you're going to get Naya for Naya and I'm going to let you be you. And you don't have to come here and act like you know everything. And I'm not going to come here and act like I know everything because I don't. And I'm here to learn just with you and teach you what I know. And that's basically, I'm just really transparent and people see that. And it's really been beneficial for my brand, like very.
Well, I think part of being a safe space is authenticity. Like you walk in and it's authentic. So these are all things that, all of the things that you've incorporated are things that you like. And so it's easier for you to be yourself in that room because you're not performing for them. You're doing yoga and you're just leading this yoga movement, that they're in. How long is a session?
A session is 45 minutes plus a 15-minute cool down because if you've never done yoga, you're really going to feel it. And I tell everybody after your first session, you definitely want to go home. And before you go to bed, you want to stretch. There's a huge difference between stretching and doing yoga, which people often get confused.
I thought yoga was stretching.
No.
Yeah, that's what yoga is.
Because stretching increases flexibility. Again, yoga is not only about being flexible. So you want to stretch to get your muscles to cool down, but you don't got a full-blown stretch. Like there are forward folds and half forward folds. You want to primarily do half forward folds. You don't want to always push yourself further than what needs to be done.
Is that? I don't even know what that is. So, where did you get your training?
I was just about to ask, where the fuck
how do you become a certified yoga instructor? What is there a class you got to take?
Yeah. So, I'm also in pre-law school, so I don't have much time. Mm-hmm. And I also am a paralegal. full time, so I really don't have a lot of time at all. So I took my training online with Yoga Renew, and it was only like $600. It's at your own pace. I did it probably in like 45 days, like a month and a half it took me. But I'm now doing my training with Felicia Savage. And Felicia Savage is literally Lil' Kim. And I would be like, I don't even want to say Nicki Minaj. I would say like Meg Thee Stallion. Like, she's like the GOAT, like, of everything. And it's like...
Everything yoga? Or?
Everything yoga. Okay. Everything yoga, everything like Black women empowerment. Like, she's really a known force. Like, so we first linked up because I did a Antoine Rose benefit in Hawkins Village. We did yoga and stuff like that with the kids. And she helped me with that. And then I began her... my second yoga certification, and this one is for prenatal because since I'm pregnant, my body, I haven't done yoga probably since Full Pint, and before Full Pint probably since I found out I was pregnant. My body, it's just not the same. So I had to take a whole nother class to figure out how to do yoga, to figure out how to stretch, to figure out what positions I can do, because I can't do about 45% of the positions that I could have done before. So that's probably the hardest thing ever. But I'm currently getting my second certification. And then after this one, I'm going to be a registered yoga teacher where I'll be able to certify other people who want to be yoga instructors.
Oh, shit.
And you have to have a certain amount of hours. So the first one's 200 hours. That's how you can first begin. Then it goes up to 300, then it goes up to 500, and then it goes up to 1,000.
So you just send them a log of the hours that you've done yoga, or 200 hours of like...
I wouldn't do that. My teacher would. Everything's like logged. Like, so when it was online, they would log it by how long I was actually in the online program. Felicia Savage will then send over, her classes that I've attended and proof of attendance and stuff like that. And that's how my hours be calculated for that.
So is a yoga instructor a yogi?
I'm the trap yogi. That's what I call myself.
You're a trap yogi.
Like, you can be... Yogis have a certain way of living. Like, they don't eat meat, they don't smoke, they don't drink. And that's why I call myself the trap yogi, because I drank tequila, bought a bottle.
Yogi Bear did all that shit, though.
All that
so
shit.
He was a lying-ass motherfucker.
He was.
Yeah, because he was stealing picnic baskets and shit.
Picnic.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yeah, he was like, was
that his cartoon, or was he in someone else's cartoon?
No, that was his shit. That was... Yogi had his own shit. You know what I mean? He was like... He was on like the whole Hanna-Barbera team where like you would get a few of them motherfuckers, but that motherfucker was not living the yogi lifestyle.
That's who that was.
Yeah, I mean,
I was thinking of the motherfucker Mario used to ride.
That's a Yoshi. Yoshi. Yeah.
Wait, speaking of Mario, they're going to be here next week. The Mario Kart, the Mushroom Rally is coming to downtown Pittsburgh.
The Mushroom Rally?
Yes.
What the fuck
so they're going to drive.
It's going to be in downtown. Yes,
fair.
and the tickets are $55.
I kind of want to see that.
It sounds like I'm promoting it. I don't even know the people who started it.
I kind of want to see
it. You
going
to be there?
I'm definitely going.
So wait, what is this?
It's the Mushroom Rally, and you're going to be able to drive different go-karts all around downtown Pittsburgh.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm like,
you can drive it. So
we drive it.
They're going to have like a closed course.
We drive it, and like the tickets are sold out for like next Friday and next Saturday, but they're going to be here next weekend and the weekend of the 5th and 6th.
So can we buy tickets or not?
For the 5th and 6th.
You could buy tickets for the 5th and 6th, and this ticket will get you like
$55.
You could get some go-karts around downtown.
And you'll be riding around downtown like fucking Mario and Luigi.
Can I drive over bananas and stars?
Oh my God, they have everything. Like literally.
Shit.
The 5th and 6th. You know about
like
October.
it's a point system and everything. Like fucking imagine.
I'm competing with other people.
Yes, it's the
Mario
teams.
Kart.
I don't know if I don't trust other people.
Fuck them. Just do it. Like,
I don't trust them motherfuckers.
That's about to be my life.
You can have me on a course. I'm cool with that. But now this motherfucker trying to beat me. He might have 77 points on his life. Where's the yoga instructor? Fucking log his hours.
I need parts of. I didn't even know that was a motherfucking thing. That's going to be like the
Mushroom Rally.
The Mushroom Rally.
I would like to see. I might just go down.
This is October.
Swear it's October 4th. I mean October 5th, October 6th, and then the 28th.
I don't even know if this
29th
episode is coming out, but if it comes out before then
y'all need to holler at Drinking Partners.
Shit, man, I'm gonna be down there, that motherfucker.
It's gonna be lit.
I'm gonna be up there. Look, I want to be the color commentator like the NASCAR.
Yeah.
Just sit up there and watch motherfuckers crash these cars.
Oh, he's got a shell.
I can't wait to get the tri-shell. Yeah. Triple shell. busted somebody in their fucking head in the front row.
That's why. Did you play Mario Kart?
Yes,
you
and I'm
Mario
going to
Kart,
go, but I used to play it on Nintendo. I
Yeah.
haven't played like a new game system. I don't even know what number they're on now.
I don't even know. Like, I don't
But
like.
yeah.
I didn't even know they made different. There's just Mario Kart for me. Is
Right.
either
Right.
Kart or there ain't.
Well, they re-released it on that little Nintendo system that you can do the handheld or on the screen.
Yeah, see, that's too much.
Oh,
But it's the same
the Switch
game.
or
But it's
whatever.
like arthritis. I don't like it.
Well, yeah, that controller is
Yeah.
small.
Oh, that little dip. Yeah, nah.
I think Mario Kart, GoldenEye are the two like goats
Yes,
of
GoldenEye.
Nintendo.
like group
Yeah.
activity.
Right.
Like,
But like Mortal Kombat also. Like Mortal Kombat is pretty dope.
Mortal Kombat was
Yeah,
dope.
I mean, it Mortal Kombat.
It wasn't
changed
as
the-
playful,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
it
you was
was.
trying
back
to rip
then.
it was
You had to
I
go to
mean,
that.
so you
yeah.
thought GoldenEye was when they're like you're trying to shoot somebody?
Yeah, but it wasn't. It wasn't
I mean-
as. It
But there was
wasn't,
no dramatic death.
Yeah.
Like he was like, and like falling out. He like vanished and then showed up in another room.
You had to go
Yeah.
to the kid's house like with the loose parents that was just like, yeah, no, it's cool if we have fictionalized violence on the TV.
Yeah, Mortal
like,
Kombat
'cause
wasn't
a lot
for
of,
everybody.
Yeah, a lot of parents was like, nope. Like my
Right.
mom definitely wasn't. Yeah, I mean, I had to go to my boy's crib. Like,
Yeah, I had the church boy. He had the go kart, the Mario Kart. Like, you could play that at the church kid house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Mortal Kombat. Now.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
it. It was select basements only.
And their fucking them fatalities was too much, man.
Wow.
His fingers wasn't down, up,
It
down,
would be
80
like,
square.
finish
Nah,
him.
I could never get into.
Then they throw the diagonal shit. Like you don't even have a diagonal button, fam. You trying to throw a diagonal? You don't got that button.
I could do Street Fighter because you could roll. Like I could roll
never
my,
played
yeah, I
that.
mean, I could roll or whatever. But Mortal Kombat, it was too much of the back, forth, up, down. Like you had to really be a whiz with that shit.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It
though.
was. But the fucking 007, like 007 came out when like it was Madden and 007. Those are the two games where like he was really and Mario Kart. Like Nintendo had.
Yeah, they had that shit. That
They had it on
64
lock.
was probably
Yeah, that's the best system ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, shit on
To
lock.
me.
it had some of the better games. I would definitely agree with
That was the first time Mario became 3D. That Mario 3D, where that motherfucker, like when you was like in a world and you could look around, you was like, oh shit, like,
Yeah.
yo,
See,
man.
that went beyond my gaming experience. After Mario Kart, I didn't play no.
Oh no, you got to
that-
get like all the Marios. It's like a whole like movement. Mario was like the best.
Mario is just
Yeah, I
always.
stopped at the cart.
Okay, all
I
right.
just stopped at the cart. Like
That was 64.
that,
when-
that did enough for me. That filled me up. If
Yeah.
you pulled out Mario Kart right now, I would not go home. I would be right here. I'd do yoga positions. Can you do that? You do some video game yoga?
We have a trivia, a trippy trivia,
Trippy trivia. Are there mushrooms
Trippy
involved
trivia
in that?
night on October 5th. I couldn't even think of what it's called. But yeah, we're going to be like smoking and playing. Like we're going to have like all these different games and it's going to be chill.
See, I like this new model of like how the younger people do shit. Like it's boundless to what you can do with things. Like that's I think the whole pop-up space where it's like, look, this is a place and you do whatever we can do within here. And we're doing this with the events. Like the yoga thing, I never thought of moving it into different things like with smoking or with gaming or trivia, nothing like that. I never would have thought to align that with that, but I think it's really dope that you're doing that. So it's not, you can come to the same spot and get 7 different experiences. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
What has your experience been, as a black woman and a business owner here in Pittsburgh, especially down in Lawrenceville or whatever? I mean, it's
Larryville.
mad. Yeah, it's
Yo,
mad.
have they tried to shut you
It's
down?
mad European. I
It's
mean,
mad future plan in there. We
Yeah.
gotta shut this yoga down.
No, so like actually they really fuck with me in Lawrenceville. So they say, so they act. But my uncle owns Walters, which is like 4 blocks up from me.
Wait,
Walters?
is
Joel.
Joel?
Joel's
Oh,
your
Joel's your
Yeah, that's
uncle?
my uncle.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
shit! Shout out to Joe.
Yeah. So that like put me like in good standing with everybody. But then I also, before I got my yoga studio, I worked at Metamorphosis, which is like 4 doors down from me. So then there's also a black owned barbershop right next door to them. Paul is like a really good, like, I don't want to say friend because he's old as hell, but like he's cool as hell. But a lot of the people on Butler Street in my block have a good relationship with me. They respect what I'm doing. I respect what they're doing. They send people to me. I send people to them. So it has been pretty good. And then I live like right behind my yoga studio. So like I actually live in Lawrenceville. So I know a lot of people in Lawrenceville, which also makes it a lot better. You don't realize how many black people actually live in Lawrenceville until you live in Lawrenceville. It's like a gang of us.
Yeah, I mean, they used to just all be black.
Yeah, I hear about the old Lawrenceville, which is
Every
not my
day, people
experience
tell
with
me about
Lawrenceville. That's not my experience of Lawrenceville ever. Like when I
Yeah.
came to Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh, Lawrenceville was kind of bougie, on his way to bougie.
Man, I remember coming home from college and motherfuckers was like, yo, let's go to Lawrenceville. I was like, when did that happen? Like, when did that become a suggestion?
The first
like, was there
ID
beef?
Labs.
We got beef down there?
The first ID Labs was in Lawrenceville, right in Butler Street, about
You said ID Labs?
Yeah.
That's where
What is
Wiz
ID?
used to record.
Wiz's
That's where Wiz used to
studio.
record.
That was his first studio. So that's why it had a lot of black people like in and out of Lawrenceville. Then they moved it to Etna. I just found this out yesterday, actually.
Oh, you got a Lawrenceville history lesson.
Literally, like out of nowhere. I didn't even expect it. I was just trying to go to get ice cream, and you know, somebody gave me a whole
Let me
lesson.
tell you when you were the majority.
But yeah, it's been good. It has its ups and downs, of course, because there are like a lot of white people in Lawrenceville who like walk past and we'll be like you said, blasting Future or some shit, and they'll be looking like, or we'll have a food pop up and on the menu it'll be like jerk chicken, curry shrimp,
Why would you be mad?
rice
at
and
that?
beans,
Who
and
would get mad at that?
what's jerk chicken? What's jerk chicken? Like what's like they're like so a little
It's
scared.
chicken. Like, you
But,
can't- it's not a. There's not. Is there a bad chicken?
No,
Yes.
No. There's poorly prepared.
There's poorly
chicken.
prepared chicken, yes.
Right.
yes.
Anybody can fuck up a
Yeah,
recipe.
you could.
But is the recipe itself flawed?
Yeah, nobody crafts a recipe around chicken that's terrible.
Right.
Like it's chicken.
Yeah.
Shit. It's the chicken of food.
So what advice would you give to, because I know there are a lot of people who have these entrepreneurial like pursuits that they want to follow, or they have these dreams, but they feel like they can't balance. You know what I mean? They can't balance life with the life they're trying to cultivate. Now you're in school, you're getting certifications, you got your small business, you're taking care of your body to bring a child into the world. Like what do you think if you could give someone like one bit of advice, the most, I guess, pertinent advice that you can give to balance that out, what would it be?
I'm just a big, like, I'm not an advice person because I rarely take my own, but I'm like
Just self-awareness is that's dope.
I'm like a just go for it type of person. Like everything that I've ever done, it just literally happened on a fucking whim. Like I was going to go pay my rent and I was like, hey, Miss Darlene, you don't have a commercial space by chance, do you? Random. I don't even know why I asked her that. She was like, actually, I do, right on Butler Street. That's how I got my yoga studio. And this was in March of this year. She held it for me, like with no payment, just because I told her what my vision was, and she fucked with it. And she was like, I'll hold it for you until you're ready. She held it for me until August. And I look at that as like, this is like what I'm supposed to be doing. Cause she very easily could have sold it to the Asian dude who came there and was like, I'll give you 20, cause he wanted to open a nail salon. He was like, I'll give you 3 times what you want.
They be trying
she was
to
like,
highball
nope.
that shit.
But like,
nail shop.
I'm just like, go for it. Just do it. If you fail, oh well. Like, who gives a fuck if you fail? Like, you have so much more life. You have so much more time to master it. And you never really fail as long as you learn. So like, I never like,
Fail as long as you learn.
I never like make the same mistake twice, really. And I always, people be like, oh, my plate is so full. My plate is so full. I love my plate being full because I work best under pressure. That's just always how I've been. So I'll have a full plate and I'll be like, how I'm gonna pay this? How I'm gonna do this? How I'm gonna go here? And I'm be like, I just gotta make it work. Like, you just gotta hustle. Like, there's just no other way around it. And that's just that. Just go for it, hustle, fail, but learn.
Sounds like your advice is just be a black woman.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
All else
The
fails.
odds are already stacked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, just that mindset of it's got to get done. Like, I
Right.
think what gets into, and I know what gets into my head sometimes is like the fear of failure. So somewhat like, it's like, I don't want to take a step back in the lifestyle that I've been able to get to. A lot of times is I think people
Right.
get, so like you'll do something professionally, you'll build yourself up professionally, be like, yo, I want to pursue a passion. But it's like, damn, I've already been able to cultivate this via my profession. I don't want to take a step back from that because I came up out the mud.
Right.
I
Like,
kinda
demote yourself.
Right. But I mean, you can't look at it as is demotion a word?
Yeah. To demote. It's like promote, demote.
yeah,
I've never been demoted.
demoted. Yeah,
I know demoted is. I've never been demoted. But yeah, you can't really look at it as demotion if you're taking a step in the
Right.
right direction for what it is that you want to do.
Right. Or if taking a step back from that is actually going to better you in the long run. Like I could close my yoga studio tomorrow and people would look at it as, oh shit, her yoga studio failed. It was only open for 3 months. But no, I'm actually I have my sights set on a bigger space or a different space, or I have my sights set for somewhere that's in a more predominantly Black area. You just never know. It has to be about what you feel is next in your chapter.
Should we look to put stuff in predominantly Black areas, or have stuff in predominantly white areas and just bring us to those areas? Like,
that's what I do. What I do. And me and Paul go back and forth about this all the time because he wants to open a barbershop up in Penn Hills because he thinks it's predominantly Black. And I was like, but how many barbershops are in Penn Hills? Yeah. How many barbershops are in Homewood? Yeah. Like a lot. Like there's enough that have a consistent clientele. Stay in Lawrenceville. Like show them that this is not, because people complain about stuff being whitewashed, but we don't do nothing to get into it and make it not whitewashed. So I like being in places that are predominantly white. I like showcasing Black excellence. That's always what I say. And it is what it is. If y'all don't like it, I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is weird being like, I mean, because we've been doing our comedy for quite some time, and like it's been in predominantly white spaces. A lot of the comedy, I mean, we're in this Venn diagram of white with comedy and Pittsburgh and beer and podcasting and all that. They're all very, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, we're always struggling with that, like, you know, but like, it's like, we deserve to be in the, like, downtown is not very hospitable for Black people. So Black people don't go down there often like that. And like, we have a Black comedy show down there and we're like, well, why? And that was the thing. It was wild because we're like, why aren't people coming down here? Until you actually spend some time down there and then you realize like, man, why would you? Right. But at the same time, this is our city too. Exactly. It's like it's everybody else's. So like, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's that fuck you mentality. Like, we're going to stay here and continue to be here, and you know, to be that. And I think there's something to be said about, like you said, showcasing that Black excellence and being like that, I guess, that example in some way, you know what I mean? And saying like, hey, like, we're doing it over here. You come in, we bring in enough folks, and then maybe more people will start doing it. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and you won't be the only one. I guess that's the goal, is to not
gentrify their neighborhoods, bro.
Yeah, true. Like
gentrify the other way,
right? Like reverse gentrification.
Yeah, true, reverse gentrification.
But like my favorite thing, like I love going to the places that are predominantly Black. Like I love doing my events in Homewood. Like I had my first block party on Tioga Street, and that was in May. Like, I lie to you not, these little kids, I'll be over my nana's house who live on Susquehanna, and I will just so happen to see these kids, and they will run up to me and hug me, and they remember that I'm pregnant. And the one girl came up to me like 3 days ago. She was like, I can see her now, you're showing. And I'm thinking in my head, like, this little girl's like 7. Like, how you, and like the kids, and even in Lawrenceville, the few Black kids that are there, they see me, they be like, where's your dog? You're not walking your dog today. Can we come to the studio? And I'm like, come on, are you having food? Yeah, I'm having food. So like that feeling also is like, that's my favorite feeling. Like, I love being known for what I do because it's something positive, but I love the effect that I have on like the children and like the Black people who don't, like, there are so many just Black women who are moms, and they'll message me like, I really want to come to a class, but I don't have it right now, this, down, the third. And I'm like, you can have 3 tickets. Like, here's 3 free tickets. Come, bring your friends, whatever. Like, that's the effect that makes me the happiest. Like, I love when my people, like, that's who I do it for. Even if I'm in Lawrenceville, I'm still doing it to cater to Black people no matter what. Like, I'm never trying to cater to nobody else except that.
Yeah, no, I think feeling like you affect the community is something that it's got to feel great. And it's something that, like, even like I bought my house, and it's a mixed neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? But like, I want it to be more Black in my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to walk out and see Black families, Black homeowners, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of just, you want to have that feeling. Like, I want someone to walk up to me and be like, hey, where's your daughter? Where's your son? And you on your way, you know what I mean? Type shit. Like, you want that, you know, it's weird. Like, you grow up And at one point, that was the vision. Like, you just thought life was gonna turn into that. You see these movies, and in these movies, motherfuckers walk out in their front yard to get the newspaper or something, and the neighbor speaking all that. And then you somewhere in life, it was like, nah, that's just not how shit goes.
Something about the generation, because like as kids, that's what it was.
Right.
We knew, like everybody knew, like the neighborhood. It was a neighborhood, and people knew motherfuckers. And like you would borrow sugar. I borrowed sugar. I hated that shit.
I would go have meals at my neighbor's houses.
Yeah,
you know,
the whole.
We would go eat there.
Yeah, it was a whole. It was a community, and then you grow up, and then nobody. Man, it's never talked to my neighbors.
It's too transient now. Like no one's in the like it is. So a lot of people are renters. And like younger people have become reluctant to home ownership. So like, yeah, you're not going to see a 7-year renter, you know what I'm saying, in our generation. So everybody's moving in and out. And then like, I know for me, when I was renting, like I didn't want to get to know any of these motherfuckers. Like y'all was living around me. Y'all was like a burden to me, you know what I'm saying? And even if you wasn't doing shit to me, like you weren't doing nothing that bothered me and nothing like that. It's just, I just thought of you as a burden.
Just know
like,
too much.
The fuck I got to walk
tracking,
you know what time I go to work and shit like that.
You know a lot. You a liability.
Yeah, you ever come out? It would get so crazy. I would come out and go to work, and I see like, what the fuck? This nigga always on his porch when I go to work. This nigga always on his porch when I go to work. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is up with this dude, man? I gotta change the locks. That's the first thing you go to. Like, yo, I gotta change the locks, man. Like, this shit crazy.
I also like. I mean, so like we own or whatever, but like, and we've been there for a while. And like they always be having these block parties, but I've actually found myself like I avoid it just because like once you start saying hi to a neighbor, you gotta say hi all the fucking time, and then if you don't, it's like weird. I'd rather just never talk to you.
We just smile. We
smile. You be like, yeah, you do.
Don't show the teeth.
People gotta learn to nod. They gotta learn to nod. Listen, white people who are listening to this podcast, learn the nod.
You just the little
learn the nod. All right, and there's the up nod, like the hey, how you doing, and then there's the I see what you doing.
Yeah,
the down is I see you. You know what I mean? Yeah. The down is I see what you're doing. This is the up is how you doing. It's a real thing.
Yeah, and then if you need to, that you get the hand or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's a little like, hey, there might be something going on. Right. Every once in a while, you got to let me know. Like, yo, the motherfucking tornado coming through this motherfucker. I mean, there's some important, pertinent.
Right. Oh, if your neighbor give you some important information, you fucks with that neighbor.
Right. She came in. The one lady, she came by like, and I've been there for like good 3-4 years. She came by and was like, hey. She starts walking over into the yard, and I was like, whoa, what is you doing? Like, why is you? I'm like, all right, well maybe she goes, hey, just so you know, there's some raccoons running around here. They've been getting into some shit. I just want you. I was like,
I fucks with her. I don't even know her. You gotta let me know.
You know what? I'm gonna put that lid on that garbage can extra tight today. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, I'm gonna snap that little. You forget to snap the handle.
Yeah.
All of a sudden and when the raccoons fucking with your trash, you do not go outside.
Nah.
I'm a grown ass man.
Yeah, they'll fuck with you.
You know they can climb your house.
See, I've had groundhog problems, not like
so your yard be all fucked up.
Groundhogs in Pittsburgh.
But see, my Larmer, when I lived in Larmer, oh my goodness, so my dog, I would send my dog out, and Nala would just start trying to fuck them up, but she could never catch it, and I was always scared one day.
But they be
and
moving.
They just go right, they
whole
right
body
under
move. It look like Rasputia running under the porch. Like, damn, motherfucker moving. But yeah, raccoons could crawl on your roof. They could crawl up like they can crawl up. Because my mom,
they smart to the motherfucker.
My mom said that I don't know.
I don't know, but my mom said my mom's called me one night. She was like, "There's a raccoon on my roof." I'm like, "Mom, there ain't no fucking raccoon on you. That sounds ridiculous." And then I Googled it. Yeah, I guess they climb up like the siding of your house, or they could use the brick or whatever the little water
they trying to get down the chimney or some shit. Motherfuckers like Santa Claus. They really burglars.
No, they be in the attic. So like they'll be in your attic. They'll just
be living.
They just look for warm spaces or like closed spaces and shit. Like
I will straight.
I'll be thinking like, why did the maker make raccoons?
If I came in a crib and there was a raccoon in my crib, like imagine coming in a crib and there was just a raccoon right like.
I don't live there anymore.
But just imagine.
I don't live there anymore.
But imagine.
Like if a raccoon's in your house, he took your crib.
Yeah, like I'm not going back. Like I'm coming in there. It's gonna look crazy.
Man. We be getting bats and shit, man. I've had to catch a couple of bats in the crib, man. It's wild, and it's wild because we had this metal tree. And it was just like one of those. I don't know what you call it. I don't know what the women call it because I didn't put it in there. But it's just it's a thing on the wall, a decoration of some sort. But it's just
I don't know what it is either.
I don't know. It's a wall decoration.
You don't describe shit well.
Yeah, it's a wall decoration, but it was a tree. It was like one of those stickers or whatever. And it was like, and it had the look of like a tree. And this motherfucker was hanging on the tree,
Thinking
like
that it was a real
upside
tree.
down. I don't know. It was dark. Motherfucker was just like came in and motherfucker was hanging upside down on this sticker on the of a fucking
What
tree.
yoga pose is that?
True, is there a hanging bat pose? Like
There's definitely like a
Dark Knight?
headstand.
Yeah.
A headstand.
Do y'all hang off of beams and shit? Can y'all do that?
Just like acrobatics.
I mean, shit.
Well,
you
they
can be
do have
centered,
acro
like the back
yoga. They
sleeps
do
like
have
that.
acro yoga, but
Acro yoga?
I don't do that shit. Well,
Acro
so
yoga.
listen, funny. When I first came to Lawrenceville and I was telling people trap yoga, the lady was like, "Oh my God, you guys use trapezes," and I was like, "No."
We don't have that type of insurance, man.
I was like, "No, not trapeze yoga, trap music." Okay, but yeah, no, it's no
Acro yoga.
no acro.
So what is I don't know. I mean, so where do you see like the future? How does you know, like what's the game plan for trap yoga? I mean, because I know you just got into a space and whatnot. Like, what does success look like in the next year?
So in the next year, I'm taking a break. I'm going back home November 1st, and I plan on being there until I have my baby. So
Carolina?
Yeah, okay. I'm chilling. I'm just relaxing. I don't really care. I do want to get my, this isn't about trap yoga, but I do want to get my real estate license.
Hustles, man.
So yeah, I really want to do
Legal,
that.
You got the young, you got the
Then
real estate.
I want to open up my second location. And I want my second location to be in the airport. That's where I'm really shooting for, because with layover times and anxiety and just a lot
I
of.
didn't even think about that. Of course I didn't.
In the United States, there's only 5. There's only 5 yoga rooms in airports. None on the East Coast except for LaGuardia. And
Of course.
yeah, but I want to have one in the Pittsburgh airport because I just feel like it'll be really dope for people. You know?
We need that. We need black presence as much as we possibly can anywhere in Pittsburgh, especially at the airport when you touch down. That even like, I mean, that
imagine
you could,
all the internationals that would see that.
like, I mean, that would like. I used to work at the airport or whatever, and it was just
Internationals.
Seriously, internationals.
No, that would be. I mean, outside of people, just got to be dressed appropriately. You know, motherfuckers be going.
Right.
I don't understand how people fly in jeans.
So how would they know about it?
That's the thing.
Like,
I would have my own. I want to have my own yoga line. So like yoga wear line. So I would sell that at my yoga room. So it's like, oh, if you do come there in jeans, boo boo, we're going to get you some yoga pants.
Oh, so what's your yoga line? Well, maybe you can't say.
No,
That's
you
some money
know,
moves.
top,
Like the yoga joggers and shit. You gotta have it. The yoga trues or what's
Yoga
the
I'm gonna have a lot of like mesh. It's gonna be real. It's not gonna be like Fashion Nova-y, but it's gonna be really like something that Erykah Badu would wear, but also Angela Bassett would wear.
Erykah
Also,
Badu
you know,
be cool down to the shoes.
You know, like she's
She's
a
always
fly,
comfortable.
like she's a fly, comfy. I love
she's
her.
comfortable as shit.
Like
man.
Kim
I mean,
Kardashian
like,
probably wouldn't wear my stuff.
The shoes
It's not
be
as
over the
revealing
top,
as she would.
though.
wear.
I don't ever look at the shit. I don't even know about
She'll have on like a nice, you know, yoga whatever type
Yeah.
of out, and then have some big
It's
ass.
the grills that get me. Her grills are always on point.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, girls be
fuck with
cool.
her
Her
girls.
grills.
Big ass bear shoes and she having all this fur on it. Like I'd be like, damn,
That's probably
Erykah,
comfortable
some big
as
ass
shit.
clogs. But Badu's an interesting motherfucker because I would still, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah, just for the
crazy shoes and all. She'll have me dressing like Andre 3000.
Yeah, listen, man, I'm sure.
blonde hair?
Hey,
Even
y'all,
though your hair blonde?
I'll be hey y'all like a motherfucker.
Hell yeah, black fingernails and all. Like, you know what I mean?
Don't want to meet your daddy.
So how do you like? What would your main number like? Well, I guess it would be like travelers or whatever. But how do you advertise something like that in the airport? How does a motherfucker touch down
Layovers.
and like they know that there's a yoga studio in there? You know what I mean,
I mean, the good thing with the airport is you really don't. I don't want to say you don't have to advertise with shit, but like the airport receives enough in and out consistent with or without me being there that it's like you're going to fly again and you're going to know when you fly again that it's going to be there. Even if you don't want to partake in yoga at that time, you're going to go home, you're going to call Cindy. You're like, Cindy, did you know that there was a yoga room in the Pittsburgh? And my biggest thing is word of mouth.
Can we do a podcast at the airport?
Look, you buy the what's the sign with
swear
like
and
the light
interview
up
random
arrows
people. That'll be cool.
The light up arrows. It just be like yoga here, and it just light up.
I would probably have something on the plane, like in a brochure or something. You know how they have Pittsburgh International brochures or some shit. I don't know.
When they give you that magazine on the flight.
Yeah, I would leave that up to the black people. I would leave that up to us to make sure that word gets
word
out.
of mouth or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they got yoga down in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yo, when people start airport parking just to do yoga, there you go. You've arrived at that point.
I mean, the people live out Robinson and that area and stuff like that. So who knows? They might airport park.
No, I think that's a great idea. I hope that nobody who's listening tries to steal your money move. You go ahead and you do that.
They won't.
You just do that.
I do been so many times.
She gonna corporate thug her way.
Yeah, let me LLC that now that I think about
it. Yeah. That's a move. That's a move and a half.
That's crazy. I guess you don't have shit to do at the airport when outside of drink.
For a layover. Say you got like a 3-hour layover.
But then you got the employees too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you get on work, get off work or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you want to just
TSA have a hard fucking time.
Proof, man. Like, you want to just get off, clear your mind or whatever. Because I'd you damn straight TSA, all the motherfuckers, all that headache and shit. Yeah. You want to get off work, all the motherfucking Dunkin' Donuts, all those employees.
Right.
Like, you could be the spot that like the employees, and that's rare. It's hard to open up a place where motherfuckers get off work and still want to go there.
Right.
And I feel like that would be a place where after I get off of work, like, you know what? If I'm into the exercise or I'm into that kind of lifestyle or whatever, instead of finding a gym somewhere else, it's right next to my shit.
Decompress.
Yeah, you could decompress before.
Sell it to the employer who then sells it as a benefit to his employees.
You go
off there with that.
Look at that.
Go off there with that.
Look at that.
We got out there, but all right. What's your favorite? I guess we can end. What's as far as trap music is concerned? What's your favorite trap music yoga song and position combination?
That is nice.
So I really love this song by T.I. It's called Front Back, and he'd be like front. Back, side. Yeah, that's when King is Back. I love that one. Yes, and like Pimp C's on it, so like it makes it even more like trappy. See, I love that song. I love it so much. So I do Downward Dog to that a lot.
Okay, I know that position.
Downward Dog. I don't know.
That's ain't that when you?
Yeah, Downward Dog.
You gotta slide your hands. You slide.
It's like the down and then up.
It's the arching point. Yeah, it's the arching point, fam.
Yeah, where you go down and then you go up.
Oh no, you're thinking of the Cobra.
I don't know. I'm thinking of
if you go down and then up, like curl your body up.
You go back up?
I don't know about lifting up.
Downward dog is when you're standing up straight, you just fold over.
Oh, it's just a straight.
But you're like on an angle. You got a little triangle, like a little slant, like a 90 degree.
So you do the downward dog.
If that's 90 to 45.
Front back. 45.
So, yeah. But I like to do that, pedal it out. We might do a little twerk in that, raise the right leg, left leg. Then we might go down to a Cobra,
Oh, shit.
I like that.
What's your favorite Jhené Aiko song? Jhené Aiko. I fucks with her.
Right now, Triggered. I mean, and that's like her newest one, but Triggered is my shit. But Big Sean's like one of my favorite rappers. So I really like all of their like duos together. I think he brought out the best of her.
Playing out in
and she
music.
brought out the best of him. Yeah.
It's
like Talk Show, I love that song, but with them, like that's my shit.
I like the Comfort In freestyle.
That was a good one. And Bit Piece is like a classic, I think.
That shit was crazy though, that Comfort In. I felt that.
Yeah, but that's how that works for me. Y'all have to come to a yoga class.
Well, yeah, of course. Yes, indeed.
At least come to Stone Trap Yoga. Y'all would like Stone Trap Yoga.
I'm coming to Stone Trap Yoga. I mean,
that one is on October 27th.
As soon as you said that there was a such thing as
I'm
Stone
doing all the prep work and none of the yoga.
Don't do no prep work.
I'm doing all. I'm talking about before y'all get. You be like, all right, breathe to get in this position, and then I'll just be breathing. I will have brothing.
So what's your favorite form of potato?
Damn it. I keep trying to stop him from sneaking that in.
Yeah.
Like Idaho?
Well, no, your favorite form.
Of potato?
Yeah, like everybody eats potatoes, right? You eat potatoes.
Oh, like French fries.
So, that's a form, yeah. Is that your favorite?
I love French fries.
That's your favorite. What type of French fries?
Salted French fries, but I don't like wedges. They're too thick. I like them to just be like fried. Crinkle, preferably. I love me some crinkle.
There's not a lot of motherfuckers that like crinkle cut. Crinkle cut used to be
that as the favorite.
Yeah,
crinkle are like my favorite. That's all I have
really?
in my freezer. Well, not like all I have, but the only French fry type that I have.
Yeah, I used to have, man.
Textured but hollow.
They are. They're like they're crunchy on the outside.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. If you fry them right,
hot as lava on the inside. You bite into that bitch. Like
it's something about the ridges. I feel like that maintain the heat. I don't know. I might have made that up.
In there
I don't fucking know.
You know what I mean?
What's your fried condiment? Like,
ketchup. Ketchup. I'm a ketchup girl, but like I've been getting into barbecue sauce a lot. I love barbecue sauce.
Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue. You dip that French fry in there.
Yeah, it's really good. But bear cheese has also like when I go to the dive bar. If y'all go to the dive bar, they have bear cheese and they don't use Guinness for theirs. They use some cheap bear, but it's good. And I love dipping my French fries in there.
I love cheese, man. If I can get a cheese, it's rare that you get a good cheese like fry mix. Like that's definitely my favorite dipping. I mean, if we're gonna be doing it,
or poutine. That's my last one. Poutine, I do like poutine.
I do. It's weird. It's a
but
meal.
It has to be from Franktuary. That's the only poutine I like.
I did have poutine down in Franktuary.
Because everybody else puts like brisket and shit on there. I don't want that shit on there. I just want the cheese curds and the like onion and shit like that and the gravy.
Yeah, no, it's a meal. It's it's a hearty ass that's an experience. Crinkle cut, man. I used to hate crinkle cut as a kid. My mom would always get because she would always
hate it.
No, I mean,
we both looked at him like what?
But like I always wanted the McDonald's like shoestring cut. Yeah, I mean, whatever she would always.
They had the tater tots
on lock for it. Or tater tots was my thing or whatever. And my mom would always get the crinkle cuts. I'm like, come on, man.
I love tater tots.
I love tater tots.
But you don't cook them right. It turns into mashed potatoes.
That soggy tot. That soggy tot is nasty. That's soggy. It's got to be just the right crisp where I got to bite it straight down the middle.
Season to it.
See the inside of the tot and then eat the other side. Or you can eat the tot whole, but I don't know. You're a different nigga if you eat the tot whole.
Yeah,
you got to bite through the middle of it. See a dude throw a whole tot in his mouth. I'm like, come on, fam.
You gonna
appreciate
ain't
gonna enjoy this motherfucking tater tot, nigga? You just a nasty dude. Eating that shit like a Halls, nigga.
Like a
Halls. I did enjoy this favorite form of potato conversation this time. So if people say French fry, then I think I can fuck with it. Any other, I don't know. So let the people know where they can find you.
So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Google, all under Trap Yoga Studios or Pittsburgh Trap Yoga. So for Pittsburgh Trap Yoga, that is where all my classes are, Trap Yoga Studios, or any events that are going on at the studio. And my personal social media is Trap Yogi with 2 I's. And my name is
Trap Yogi for real.
Yeah, my name is Martinea Goss on Facebook. Nice. It's just Martin EA. That's as easy as it's going to get.
Yeah.
And if you can't remember it, then just go to Pittsburgh Trap Yoga.
All right, they let the people know where they can find us.
And we are the Drinking Partners. If you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play,
Googleable,
and Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod. You can find us at Comtra Theater at ComtraTheater.ticketleap.com. You can find us at Arcade Comedy Theater at ArcadeComedyTheater.com.
Hey, we want to thank Naya, aka Martin E.A. Goss, for coming through.
You.
We appreciate you coming through, bringing the beef to us. Look, we stand corrected, man. This trap yoga thing sounds amazing. We look forward to coming in on one of the classes. Obviously, I'm gonna be terrible, so whatever the novice,
be positive.
All the novice beginner shit, just leave me in the corner to do that. I want to do the stroke and smoke or whatever.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, but this is dope. I really just sitting here talking to you about what you do, what it is, the vision, the future. Like, it's really dope. So if listeners, if you can find time to get to a class, man, go do it. It's down in Larryville. You hit Walters, hit Cinderlands or another brewery or something. Make a night of it, man. And as always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family, and we out here. Yeah. Line that up. So I'm gonna run you to the crib, and we gotta. We just need to grab a photo in front of the girl. Kiana.